Now you may go.
Okay, so we have the back. We have no darts in the back, so I just did the seam in the middle. You could have cut it on the fold, depending on how your pattern is. And the front, we did the bust darts, and yes, I did press them with the depth going down. And then we sewed the center back seam, right? Everybody right? Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right, so what I'm going to do now is the same thing that we did with the square and the L shape, okay? So I'm going to do my stitch number 1, and I'm going to reinforce the corners a little bit less than the 1/2 inch. See that touching the yellow tape, it will be exactly 1/2 inch. You guys are not interested in learning this? I guess not. Okay? And that is just to reinforce the corner, right? Oh, I had another dart right here. I forgot about it. I'll come back to that one.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to just reinforce. You know how slow it is because it's only number 1. And now I'm going to make a corner and then do the other side. It's just to reinforce it. It's just a little tiny stitch. And this stitch is number 1. Like me. Number 1 ignoring you. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing on the other corner. Oy vey. Okay. So quiet. Just to reinforce it, okay? I am going to take the time to make the darts first, just to make it easier. So this is the back, right? We have a punch hole right here. This is where it ends. I have 2 punch holes there and the other one right here. So you can do 1/2 and 1/2. I will show you to do the dart. So you start from the center. I'm going to do it from the beginning, but the only reason that you guys will be able to do that if you really start outside of the fabric. Look at how outside of the fabric I am. If you start doing it like that little bit in, then it's not going to give you a nice corner at the end, and leaving my threads long so I can make a knot. Okay? So if you don't feel comfortable doing it from the very edge, then do it from the center out and the center out. Okay? I'm so used to it that I don't even think about it. I just do it. Right? So I'm going to do this one here. Right? And we're going to do this one here. I'm just rushing because I want you guys to start sewing since you guys are so experts by now.
Sure.
What about being confident and being trust in yourself?
It's a trap.
You project your confidence, not your insecurities. Where is it? Here. I'm going to do it on the facing too. I'm not going to do it all because you guys are experts by now. Okay? So I'm going to just show you how to attach the back to the front because the color, it is part of the back. That's what it's called, the shawl color. Okay? So here in this part of the sewing is the trick of the shawl collar. So here we go. We're gonna do right sides together, correct? And I would like to have this piece on top so I can actually see where I'm cutting. So with that said, and this piece is on top, I'm gonna put right sides together like this. So I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna pivot in this corner, sew all the way around the neck, pivot again, and go to the end of the shoulder. So this is very simple, well, the corner is not simple, but it's a much faster type of jacket than what we did with a notch color.
So that's the facing with the...
Nope,
No.
this is the front. The facing will be separately. This is the actual front. So this point that we reinforced is going to be exactly at the intersection of the 1/2 an inch seam allowance. See? See, I can move it a little right there. Does that make sense? And you're not going to pin the whole neckline. You will not be able to do that. Okay? You need to do the shoulder first, then you're going to do the neck, and then you're going to do the last shoulder. Because you need to make the corners. You pin it all together. Send me a picture and tell me how you did it, because it's impossible. Okay? So, see, this is flat up to this corner. You can see the muslin underneath, that we are right there in the middle of the, let me see if I put this underneath, it shows. See that? Is at the 1/2 inch intersection.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I'm gonna stitch up to that corner, needle down, I'm gonna cut and pivot. And by doing this reinforcement, I also can see exactly where the corner is, right? I want to stitch where that stitch is outside. Okay? So now that I did that, I'm gonna lift the foot with the needle down, and here I'm gonna slash the top layer up to the exact corner. I don't wanna cut the thread, but I want to cut it really close. If you chicken out and you don't cut too close, then it's going to do a pleat right there. Okay? You cut the thread, you need to start all over again. So now I can move this backwards, right? And now I sewed it wrong. I didn't sew right sides together.
Oh.
So
Let's pretend.
You want to pretend?
No, don't do it.
Okay. Ralph, that was his name. I don't know. Just took me a while to remember what his name was. Doesn't matter.
Ralph?
Okay.
I just remember the name of somebody I was speaking earlier that I thought he was really weird, so that's why I didn't remember his name. He was put into the weird box. Okay, so now that I cut there up to that exact corner, now I'm going to pivot. Notice that I'm going to be pinning as I go along. So first thing, I'm going to match my center back seam, right? And then here, you're going to find that I need to make it move. Remember, this is a little bit on the bias, so you'll be able to mold it, okay? That's when you ask that ease question that we had before, right? I know for a fact you'll be able to, especially with the kind of fabric that you have on a jacket, it really, really will allow you to do that. So here I'm going to stitch a little just so I can get the needle out of that way. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same corner here, but this time I already cut it. Not the best case scenario, but it's going to happen certain times. So you have to be careful because it's already cut. Okay, so I need to stitch it up to here, right? And I need to make this fit into here. Notice how I'm turning it to make sure that it always is hitting the 1/2 inch mark. So here I'm going to go up to that specific corner. They're already cut. So I have to be careful because it's already cut. Okay? Lift up, pretend that I'm cutting, right? And then pin the balance of it. This exact thing that you're doing here, you're going to need to do it to the facing. Okay? Actually, no, the facing you're not going to do it because we're not doing anything on the shoulder, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to try it on to see how it looks. And then I'm going to explain to you what the facing is. I'm not going to do it. Look at it. I have this beautiful corner right here. Can you see it? Mm-hmm. I don't hear any clapping. Okay, and you see this other beautiful corner right here? When it's pressed, that's what it should look like. The trick for this to happen is you need to make sure you snip up to that corner. You snip too much, you have a hole. You snip too little, you have a pinch. You snip the thread, it comes apart. So you need to start again. It's all on the snipping. Okay. So then after that, we're going to do the sides. I'm going to sew the sides just so Michelle can get bored. No, so we can try it on a dress form and see how the color fits.
So we'll do all this and then add the facing after?
So then you're going to get the facing. I'm going to explain as I'm talking. Okay. The facing, you're going to sew the center back.
Wait,
Facing.
I'm sorry, what
These
were you?
slow people. Anyway,
Facing.
so...
Facing.
Facing. Oh, okay. So for the facing, you're going to sew the center back neck. Okay? You're going to put, you're going to pin right sides together all along the neckline. So it's going to start at the hem, go up to the waist, go all around the collar, the back of the neck, and then come down to the waist, and then all the way to the bottom of the jacket. Okay? So all the way around. Now, you need to remember where is your break point. Remember how we are doing it on the notch collar? That you're doing the understitch on the inside of the collar. So that would be on the actual self of the fabric, 1.5 inches before the break point. And then you're going to switch the understitch to the facing from under the break point all the way down. Right?
Inside.
Right. I will explain again when we put it on the dress form so you guys will understand what I'm talking about with that.
You do all that before you attach it to this?
No, you need to attach. You can do an understitch before you attach the net, the facing.
So attach it first, then you do what you just explained?
Exactly.
How do you attach it?
Carefully. You just pin it all the way around it and stitch at 1/4 inch. It's going to be one single long seam. I'm gonna show you. Give me a second.
Oh, it is.
You're gonna
You said you
see
weren't
it when
gonna
I
show
put
us.
it on the dress form.
Okay.
It's gonna be much more graphic to understand.